Hello everyone. I am just jumping into this video. I really need to reorganize my books because I've bought so many books this year, and I thought I would do a vlog going through things. And then also I'm not really reorganizing my movies, but I got a new shelf that my brother got rid of and he doesn't need it anymore. So my movies still look organized to an extent, but they are definitely overflowing, and so I'd like to move some to the new shelf that I have now. I don't really have a game plan other than reorganize. Also, my hair is dyed. Um, it's supposed to be like a dark magenta color. It's already fading, even though I did a terrible job like here and in my roots. But it's been like a week now, so that's kind of typical. Cool. This is also probably going to be over the course of a number of days, but I'm going to start this now because I was actually watching Twin Peaks, but I wasn't feeling it. Like, I just wasn't actually in the mood to watch something, so I was like, oh my god, can't watch Twin Peaks while I'm feeling this way, so let's stop. So I did. And I've been meaning to reorganize for quite a while. I don't have to get into it. But anyway, I was going to kind of show you the setup here. I don't know if I can switch around my camera while I'm in the middle of filming. Oh my god, we're gonna try it, okay? Let's see. Oh my gosh, it works. Okay. So I have this one bookshelf that you never see because it's where I film. See, this is my setup where my phone goes in order to get the angle. And then I have this second bookshelf, and then this third one. Yay, it's a lot. And that's my K-pop shelf, which I'm not touching because it will be full of K-pop stuff. And then we're gonna go through my bathroom real quick. Here's the floor. Oh, here's my dog. He's sleeping. Cute. Okay. These are my movies. This is my other room. There's my TV. This is my movie shelf. Still pretty organized. Oh, I have a box of books that I'm donating there. But it's overflowing. And then I got this shelf here, which these two shelves of books are going to end up being in the other room. And then these I'm also donating. So I have this full shelf to work with, hopefully. I would like to keep movies in this room and books in this room. This first shelf right here is my series shelf, and then the second shelf has shelving unit, I should say. The first four shelves have classics, then two shelves of nonfiction. There's a poster tube there. CDs, I have CDs at the bottom of both of these because in order to fit like the bigger books there, I had to make one of the shelves obviously bigger, making one of them smaller. So I don't really think that books are going to fit there very well. And then the rest of the books, I have some records at the top and music magazines. And then the rest of the books go from like things I've had since I was a kid into middle grade, into YA. That's pretty much all YA. And then just general adult fiction, mostly literary fiction and such. And my classics shelves are my favorites, but I keep buying classics, and these four shelves cannot contain them all. You can tell that things are overflowing. I don't know how well I'm really going to be able to get like angles and stuff, so we're going to try this out, okay? I've also tried to film vlogs before. Did I say this already? I've tried to film vlogs like 4 other times and hated all of them, or just didn't like them. So I kind of only have one chance to do this because once my shelves are reorganized, they're reorganized. We're just gonna see how this goes. Oh, I'm wearing my Super shirt. Isn't that great? Okay. So the first thing that I know I'm doing for sure is this shelf used to be like sort of my favorite shelf. Literally just has Harry Potter and Twin Peaks stuff on it right now. But I would like to move Anne Rice books there because I am loving the Vampire Chronicles, and since starting them, I've bought like four books. But that also includes her other like Mayfair Witches series, so yeah, I would like to get more of those books. Overall, I'm going to move them to that shelf. Cool, that's what I'm going to do right now, because that's the only thing I know I'm doing for sure. I love lemons. So, my younger brother was obviously he gave me his bookshelf there, that shelf that what? So that new bookshelf that I have was my younger brother's, and he got rid of the bookshelf and all the books that were on it pretty much, except for like a handful that he really liked and that were more sentimental to him. But with getting rid of everything he had, he gave me everything, and so I went through them. That's why I was donating like some of the books that were there. But he also has the entire Harry Potter series because we had duplicates growing up. I also have an older brother who hasn't lived with me for a number of years now. So I have copies and my younger brother has copies, and they were all sort of interspersed. I don't even remember whose copies were whose at one point like in our lives. Now I have duplicates of the Harry Potter series, which I would like to keep, but that also means that they're probably going to take up more room than they need to. The organization of the shelves has to be decided still, even though I know what I'm doing with that shelf. I put the Anne Rice books there just to have them up there right now. I should probably have some sideways, yeah? And just stack them. I don't like the way that looks, but I feel like that's what I'm gonna have to do in order to have enough room for everything. The Cursed Child. Should I just get rid of this? I'm never gonna read it, and I don't want to read it. I know what happens. I don't think of it as canon, because it's not. And, wow, that was so snooty. I'm gonna set this aside. I'm going to try to get rid of some books, but I'm sentimental about things. It's very hard for me to get rid of things. But two, I've had times in the past where I've regretted completely getting rid of things. Granted, sometimes that was impulsively getting rid of things, but still, a week later, I was like, I shouldn't have done that. So, if I am thinking about getting rid of anything, I'm at least going to just set it aside for the time being to figure out if it's actually something that I'm okay like parting with in a way. I'm gonna set this aside. I'm never gonna read it. But I like went to the release party thing at Barnes & Noble with my best friend, and it was so fun. But I should get rid of it. Okay. Kodak. Okay, I'm at a dilemma because I hate the way it looks. Mostly because sorry, you're gonna probably see my hand a bit. The Twin Peaks books just look bad next to anything. And also, like, stacking these, like, on top of each other actually makes them take up more space on the shelf, so I have them like that. So, I wasn't really gonna do much with this shelf, or kind of this shelf, I don't know. I like having this empty space here to just kind of put things randomly. Like clearly I just have like this stack of random stuff, and those were books that I was reading / am in the middle of. But I feel like I'm gonna actually have to use it for books. So there's that. I like the way this shelf looks. It's a little full. I'm kind of blocking the light, sorry. I hate that shelf. It's a mess because I needed to move things down from up here. I needed just to move things. And so they just ended up going here. And the bottom, I like up to here. And then those were books that my friend was getting rid of that I decided to keep. And then I wasn't going to do anything with that shelf because it's full and it's neat. However, possibly because I don't reach for them very often, like I have the Chronicles of Narnia there, I could maybe fit them up here. That's a mask I made in middle school that is protected in bubble wrap. I should probably, or I could, move some of these series over here. And then move some of that up. I'm gonna move things around and play with it a bit and see how that goes. I'm not going to film it entirely because I feel like that will completely drain my battery and be a lot of footage to go through, but I will oh, sorry. There was my thumb. I will randomly like film stuff. Oh, also, I've had these EXO posters up for a full year now, or like almost a full year. Obsession's been out for a year. I don't need Satan Suho in the background anymore. And every time I film something, I try to remember to like block him so it's not like distracting or so that it doesn't look weird. But instead, I end up like putting whatever it is here. And there he is just staring in the background. I guess I'll show you right now for fun, you know, that I have up. Here's Chanyeol. Oh, there I am in the reflection. He's my favorite. And then I have EXO. There's a lot of reflection, but EXO as they were when they released Obsession. There's actually 9 members, but here you only see 6. There they are again, but in the sort of other concept outfits. Suho and Baekhyun. That you can literally just see the reflection of the Christmas lights in my room. So fun. So that means 5 posters, different posters that I can put up. Here I go again, setting down the camera while I'm speaking. I'll check back in. Why do I keep doing this? I'll check back in a bit after I contemplate more, and then we'll go from there, I guess. Okay. This is the angle right now. I hope the sound is okay. I have a stack of books here that I'm thinking about getting rid of. I was trying to rearrange my classics a little bit, and then I was just like, I could get rid of this one, I can get rid of this one, and then I just, started to rearrange other things. And now I've gone through mostly this shelf here, that my phone is actually on right now, because I have the tendency when I go to like used bookstores to just be like, it's only 50 cents, let's get it. Or like, it's only $1, let's get it. But then I like never pick up those books because it's usually not something I'm really excited about reading. It's just like, oh, I've heard of that. I'd like to read that at some point. And I've also just had some for a really long time, so I can get rid of some. I don't know, there's a few here that I'm like, do I want to get rid of this one, or do I just want to like, I'm okay if I have like a box of books in my closet or something like that I don't really touch, but I still have them at least, because in the back of my mind, I am thinking like, what if you regret it? There's a possibility that I'll keep books like somewhere else that I'm okay like not having on my shelf. So I don't know, I guess I'm just gonna go through some books that I'm gonna get rid of. Most of these no, we've got a good mix here. Oh, I'm wearing my pajama pants. They have dogs on them. Dogs? It's a reindeer. They're reindeer, and I have a bunch of blankets and pillows behind me that are always there actually, because closet space apparently is an issue I have. Um, actually, that just kind of reminds me that I should probably just go through a bunch of things because why not? This is something that you do at the beginning of something like this year, you know? Okay, so I have some historical fiction here that I don't want to read. The Hidden Diary of Marie Antoinette. I'd rather just read a biography about Marie Antoinette. Why am I reading a fictionalized version of her diary? No. The Postmistress totally thought that this had like a different plot, and I just read the back and I was like, no, I don't want to read that. So I'm getting rid of it. The Zombie Survival Guide. I thought this was like cool when I was in high school, but I don't even really like zombie things, so I don't want this. I'm not going to read it. I'm getting rid of it. Tuesdays with Maury. I read this in high school, I think, for fun. Like it wasn't like required reading or anything like that. And I just don't think I'm gonna ever read it again. If it didn't hit me when I was in high school, like I'm not gonna necessarily want to read it again and enjoy it, if that makes sense. Because whenever there's like old people, whenever there's like old people or like an old couple, my parents will like point out the old people because I just think like old people are adorable. And although I feel like that's almost belittling to old people. Sorry, elderly people. And if I wasn't like moved in some way by Maury, and I don't even remember what happens. So, I mean, he dies. But if I didn't care then, I'm not gonna care now, I guess. Ooh. Wolf in White Van, you can't even look at how cool this cover is. I love this cover, and it's literally like the only reason I keep this book. I hate this book. This is one of my least favorite books. We're kind of crooked. It's okay. Wolf in White Van. I hate this book. I didn't get anything from it. Like, the summary tells you what's gonna happen. Like, I didn't. When I say I didn't get anything from it, I actually didn't because I was like, where's the plot? What? But I love this cover. I also read most of this when I was waiting one year when I had jury duty, but I didn't actually have jury duty. It's just like I was waiting to be called, and then they didn't need more people, so I got to go home. This one, though, I feel like this is the only one so far that people may be interested in. Like, oh, what is that? Wolf and White Van. It's kind of, isn't it like told backwards or something? There's like two storylines going on, and one is from the perspective of this guy, yes, 17-year-old Sean Phillips, who creates this like sort of game and imaginary world to go along with it that you can play like through the mail. I'm pretty sure it takes, oh my god, it's so windy. I'm pretty sure it takes place, I want to say like in the 90s, but I'm not 100% sure. You're following him, but then you're also following these two teenagers who play the game, Lance and Carrie, and like something happened to them. But nothing else happens. I can't. I'm trying to like read it and talk at the same time. Whenever I make videos and I look at descriptions and stuff, I never actually pick up anything that I'm reading. It's just I'm looking and speaking at the same time. But they get like hurt or like something happens with them, and then Sean has to be held accountable for what happens, and there's like this trial or something, and like I can't remember exactly, but something like happens with him, and like literally that was it. It was just like, but that's the plot. Give me more. Did any of that make sense? I'll read you this. Okay, here we go. I can't. It just makes me so upset. Isolated by a disfiguring injury since the age of 17. Oh no, he's older. Okay. He's older than 17. That was already one thing I told you so far has already been a mistake, has been wrong. Sean Phillips crafts imaginary worlds for strangers to play in. From his small apartment in Southern California, he orchestrates fantastic adventures where possibilities, both dark and bright, open in the boundaries between the real and the imagined. As the creator of Trace Italian, a text-based role-playing game played through the mail, Sean guides players from around the world through his intricately imagined terrain, which they navigate and explore turn by turn, seeking sanctuary in a ravaged, savage future America. Lance and Carrie are high school students from Florida, explorers of the Trace, when they take their play out into the real world. Disaster strikes and Sean is called to account for it. In the process, he is pulled back through time, tunneling toward the moment of his own self-inflicted departure from the world in which most people live. Brilliantly constructed lies. Wolf and White Van unfolds in reverse. I remember that part. Until we arrive at both the beginning and the climax, the event that has shaped so much of Sean's life. Beautifully written and unexpectedly moving? That's biased. John Darnielle's Wolf and White Van is an audacious, gripping debut novel, a marvel of storytelling brio and genuine literary delicacy. Oh my god, who wrote that? That was written better than the book. And that was the plot. That is literally, you don't need to know more. That's what happens. I can't spend 10 minutes just on Wolf and White Van. First Bible stories. I'm not even religious. I have this and I should just get rid of it and give it to someone who will appreciate the artwork in it. It's beautiful. It's so pretty. And look at these like gold edges. It's beautiful. But I've never read this and I'm not going to. And maybe some little kid will appreciate this. So there we go. The Jungle by Upton Sinclair. I already have another copy. I don't need this one. This is the one that is unread and does not have highlighting in it or anything. The Color Purple by Alice Walker. I'm not 100% sure if I'm interested in reading this. And this is like a used copy. I would prefer a different edition of. I don't know. I just like kind of want to get rid of it. So I'm just going with that feeling. The Double by Dostoevsky. This is also one of my least favorite books. I'm getting rid of 2 books that I hate. I like how I'm like, I hate it, but like, maybe I'm gonna keep it. No, I should get rid of it. Okay. I put it in the pile to get rid of. The Double. I feel like this is just a bad translation, maybe. I don't know, but I just felt like he was repeating himself and nothing was happening, and I just was so annoyed and frustrated, and it's so short. I didn't tell you anything about it, but it's only like 135 pages. This Dover Thrift Edition, which I don't like Dover Thrift Editions, so there's that. But this took me like weeks to read. It's 135 pages. It shouldn't take me that long, but I didn't want to pick it up, so I didn't, and now I'm just going to get rid of it. It's super small, but it's going away. Then I have here 2 books that I'm probably going to get different editions of. I have The Ask and the Answer and Monsters of Men, books 2 and 3 of the Chaos Walking trilogy by Patrick Ness. I really love these UK editions. Wow, this looks so clean on camera, but it's not. It's super dirty and like has water damage all in it or something. I don't know, but I ended up getting my money back for it, or at least a fraction of my money back for it. I got it used, and I'd just rather have the complete trilogy in editions that match. This was supposed to be this one, but it obviously came as the wrong edition. And it's fine. It's just super boring. And I don't even have the first book, so I might as well just get the box set and get rid of these. Then I have this book that my mom gave me because she was getting rid of it. It's just a bunch of quotes from classics that would be in Belle's library. Belle from Beauty and the Beast. It's like super cute and stuff. It's just like, I don't need a book full of quotes. Especially because so many are repeated. Like, I don't need 30 quotes from Don Quixote. Like, I'll just read that instead. Or the Canterbury Tales. You know what I mean? It's got, like, some illustrations and stuff. The end pages are red end papers. It's cute, but like I don't need it on my shelf. Ruin and Rising, the third book in the Grisha trilogy, now called the Shadow and Bone trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. I got the box set of this, so I don't need this duplicate edition. Even though it says exclusive collector's edition, the book now is published with the extra stuff that is in here, so there's no need for me to keep it. I just have like these new editions. Okay, that's not going back in there. The Cursed Child. I didn't really think about this. I just started making a pile of books. I don't want it. And then this is actually where my pile started. So I have an arc of Jane Steele, which is supposed to be a brand new hardcover. But for some reason, when I ordered that from Thrift Books, I got a paperback arc. I got my money back, but now I just like don't know what to do with this because technically arcs are not supposed to be sold. You're not supposed to buy an arc. So every time I always see arcs at like different at bookstores and stuff obviously because people just don't know what to do with them. So anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Yeah, technically you're not supposed to buy them. Like you shouldn't be buying them. And people should not be selling them. I have a second copy of Coraline because I won a giveaway one time a few years ago and got a couple of books and this was included, but I already have this. I don't need a second copy. Here's this book called The Poisoned House that is a ghost story, and it was fine, but I'm never going to read it again and I don't care about it. And then lastly, The Future of Us by Jay Asher and Carolyn Mackler. This was a bad book. I think the cover is like really cool. It has to do with this, these two friends. Okay, I'll just read the back because it's like really easy it's really short. It's 1996 and less than half of all Americans in high school. What? I can't even read the back. Okay. It's 1996 and less than half of all American high school students have ever used the internet. Emma just got her first computer and an American online CD-ROM. Josh is her best friend. They power up and log on and discover themselves on Facebook 15 years in the future. Everybody wonders what their destiny will be. Josh and Emma are about to find out. So basically, she gets AOL, and then when she installs that, it's actually Facebook, and they can see their Facebook profiles 15 years into the future. So in 2011. And that like sounds like a cool premise, but it was just really boring, and I just didn't care about the characters, and it was bad. And that's my pile so far. That was 18 and a half minutes of me just literally telling you nothing. But I thought I would give an update at least. And, ooh, the lighting down here is better. You can see that, like, actually all of my hair is dyed. So it's pretty late now. Oh my god. please ignore the pillows there. That's a Jigglypuff pillow, though, in case anyone is wondering. My brother had Pikachu when we were really little, and his got a rip in it, but I've taken care of Jigglypuff. Okay. Other progress? I don't really know if it's progress. Let's turn this around real quick. I stacked my books like this, and I kind of hate it. I just don't like it. Because I don't like the way stacked books look stacked, basically. I mean, it looks kind of cool. It would be cool if the whole shelf could be like this, if it all fit well, but it's not going to be able to. And the way that books like this, just like that looks so good. And I'm gonna have to move this jewelry box, I know it. I like the way it looks with all the, with like the pastel sort of colors. I don't know. Oh. Let's move my K-pop. Here's Sehun from EXO. Cute. Okay. I just like the way books look like that. You know? Okay, I kind of don't like the middle too much right now, but I was just grouping things together. This is it. That's what that looks like. I literally didn't do anything here. I'm gonna stop for tonight and then pick back up probably tomorrow and work on this a lot this weekend. I also am going to be putting up the Christmas tree and decorating it. I'm the only one that decorates the tree, but that's okay because I'm really particular about it and kind of take over anyway. But yeah, I'm going to stop for tonight and then continue tomorrow. And then I will pick back up here. Can I just mention that every time after I stop filming, I'm like, was I yelling? Was I using that weird voice? I feel like everyone... Where can I not get a shadow on my face? I feel like everyone kind of has this, like, presentational voice that they put on. And I feel like I do that too much because it's not like... like this. Like, this is me talking. No, this is still kind of unnatural. Oh my god. It's because I have to get used to the camera still. I just feel weird all the time in front of the camera. But this is like how I mostly sort of normally speak. But then when I'm making a video, I speak like this. I hate it. Anyway, I was just thinking about that. The lighting is good here, but there's nothing in front of me. Like literally, you'll just see me in my bathroom mirror. Hey, oh. Thing there that I can prop my phone on. Do they make tripods for phones? Anyway, random clip. Also, while I was organizing, I was listening to NCT's Part 2 Renaissance album. Why did I not listen to Make-A-Wish beforehand? I can do this all day. Back it up, back it up. Yeah. Alright, everyone check it out. Okay. Oh my god, Kai Solo, 3 days. This will be really funny to look back on. Personally. For me. No one else will care, but for me, this will be funny. Okay? Oh my god! No. Full... What is... Kai, chill out. Oh my god. It's so good. I'm so proud of him. He's not even my bias. I'm literally... I can't. What world does this take? Like, chill out, please. Okay. I can't keep my eyes open though, because like my tears are stinging. Like I can't keep them open. I don't think you understand. What the heck? Oh my god, you asked it. Oh, I can't keep them open, I'm serious. So it's the next day, Friday night. Technically it's past midnight, so Saturday morning. And I've been in my movie room here watching a movie and rearranging the movies. So I will show you what I've done so far. So starting with this shelf here, I took off the books. They're just right there. So now it's completely full of movies. And at the top shelf here, I just have like these two shelves. The first two shelves have other labels for the most part. I have my first order from Indicator here, then just a couple of other random UK Blu-rays to go along with Indicator and Arrow here. Because most of these are either region A and B or only region B, so I thought I would put the other UK titles there. Then I have some plain archive releases and Twilight Time. Then here's the first shelf of my steelbooks, and then the rest of my steelbooks. And because these shelves are lower, I wanted to have things here that I probably wouldn't be going to very often. So I just decided to put my DVDs here. So DVDs start there, and then go down to the last two shelves. So these are all my DVDs that are not either a part of TV series or Barbie movies, because I still have all my Barbie movies from when I was a kid, most of which are on DVD, except for a couple that are on VHS that I also still have. So coming over to my movies here, I have my box sets at the top still, and the first shelf of my Criterions. Then I have the second shelf that is Criterions, and then I'm going to continue and put Criterions on this third shelf. Oh, I have a Swiffer cloth there. And then move the Blu-rays to this shelf that the DVDs were on, and then there I have like VHS and TV shows that I'll probably keep there because again, I kind of like them at the bottom. Oh, and then over here on the mattress, um, I have some DVDs that I'm getting rid of. These are all duplicates, things that I have duplicates of on Blu-ray, except for Fast 5 that my brother gave to me because he loves the Fast and Furious movies, my younger brother. And I don't want this. I don't want it. I don't really like those movies. I mean, they're entertaining, but they're not my thing. But that's what's up. So, probably will continue tomorrow. I didn't do a lot today, but that's okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have here what is mostly the final product. I have my box sets at the top, the Criterion Collection on these 3 shelves, and then the start of my regular Blu-rays. There's some Shout Factory, Scream Factory releases. I like snow globes. I don't know if you can tell. I have a lot of snow globes. And then I have my Blu-rays here. Sorry, there's like a wire there. Some random things like a bowl just full of bracelets and hair ties, my Rubik's Cube, and a mug from when I graduated high school. I'm kind of thinking the only thing that I may change is the order of these Blu-rays. I have them for the most part in alphabetical order. What's stacked on top there are all TV shows, except for Parasite at the top, because I'm probably going to give that to my brother when I get the Criterion release of Parasite, so there wasn't enough room for one more lined up there, so I took one out. So besides what's stacked there, for the most part I have things in alphabetical order, except for a few like sort of collections here, but I'm thinking about doing it in chronological order, like everything on the shelf except for the TV shows. And coming back to this shelf, I don't think did anything change here? I don't remember what I showed you last. And then I have some DVDs that I'm going to get rid of because either I don't want it or I have duplicates that I now have these movies on Blu-ray. So my brother gave me Fast 5 that I don't want, but he ended up getting a box set full of the Fast and Furious movies, and then when he did that, he gave this to me because he already had this on DVD. I don't want it. I have Brick on DVD that I have a steelbook of, so I don't need that. I have Breakfast at Tiffany's on Blu-ray, so I don't need that. I have Some Like It Hot on Blu-ray, and I don't need a DVD copy of it. I have Psycho in my Alfred Hitchcock collection box set, and I have all 3 of these films, East of Eden, Rebel Without a Cause, and Giant, in the James Dean collection big Blu-ray box set. So the only thing that I am going to go through with these is making sure that the supplements are the same. I may end up keeping any that have special features that are not available on other releases I have, but I'm pretty sure the discs are pretty much the same. It's just better quality and such. And then I'm thinking about probably giving these to my cousin if she wants any of them. And if she doesn't, then I don't know, I'll probably give them to somebody else or something. I haven't really thought about it, but they're off my shelves. That's good. Okay, I'm standing like directly under the light, but I'm decorating the Christmas tree, so I thought that I would film some clips and stuff. Oh my god, the lighting is so bad. We have our Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer tree skirt, which is my favorite. It actually sings a song if you press a button, but it's like so old that it sounds warped. And so far I only have the lights up. Like these lights. That's it so far. We have a fiber optics, I think that's what it's called, tree. So that's why you can see like that part there kind of changing colors and stuff. You want to see some of my ornaments? I'll turn this around. I have All Time Low. They were one of my favorite bands in like middle school. I have a red ruby slipper, obviously from The Wizard of Oz. This was my second Christmas ornament. I have a ballerina because I used to dance. This was just in my bag. Raggedy Ann and Andy. It has been a number of days since I last updated. I got a little distracted because Kai's album came out, first of all. I don't think you understand. What the heck? Oh my god. And I didn't want to do anything when that came out, and he was doing like live shows and stuff like that. And then I just was doing a lot of decorating around the house. I decorated the tree after my dad put that up. And I put garland and lights on the banister and railing on the stairs and stuff upstairs and all that. So I did that. That took forever. So I didn't actually do much for a handful of days. I think the last thing I said was how I finished reorganizing my movies. I did end up putting the shelf that has my regular Blu-rays. I put those in chronological order, so I'll show that. Obviously at the end of this I'll show you the complete reorganization. And then, I don't know, I started reorganizing my books over here, but I don't remember the last thing you saw in terms of my books. And I've done quite a lot, so I will show you now. So starting with my Siri shelf here, it's done for the most part. I may switch around a few things. I kind of wish that this was a little bit more open. Obviously that's not even like in the corner. I don't know if I'll put it in the corner or aligned with the other books. I like having an open area, and that part has always been open since I've gotten these bookshelves, so I kind of want to move something around a bit to have a little bit more empty space that I can work with. Usually I have like this notebook here and other random stuff. The problem with that though is that of course this is a shelf full of series, which means that it will be ever expanding as series continue and as I don't have all the books in every series. I'll go over things more specifically at the end of this video. So then I did end up moving two series, the Little House on the Prairie series and the Chronicles of Narnia at the top there to make room for some series that my brother was getting rid of. So they're here with classics now, which I feel like still works for the way I have things organized. This is the shelf that I'm trying to figure out what to do with, because there are a lot of pretty books and a lot of ugly books, and they're not going together very well. I don't mind the way that like this stack looks. I'm not a huge fan of that stack, but obviously those are just shorter books that I had left to work with. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Obviously this is the shelf that needs the most work, and yeah, this is the only thing really I have left to do. And then I have this shelf down here that I've mixed around a few different like collections I have in terms of like classic collections. You can tell I have like 4 of the vintage Red Spine editions. I have some of these vintage classics Forster, E.M. Forster books. There's another one there and a couple smaller ones. And then I also mixed in my Penguin English Library books. So, there's a lot of small ones though. Sorry, you can see my shadow. I keep like putting my hand on my head. Yeah, and I like the way this one turned out, especially because with this one, I'm just completely making a shadow here, but I kept collections together, which I really like, at least for this shelf, because they're all very like light and pastel-y, except for the Penguin Black Classics there in the corner, but I feel like it works with the two like darker series, I guess, collections on the sides there. And I kept my jewelry box here because I don't want it on my dresser and I don't want it in my bathroom, so it's staying on the shelf. And I just like the way that the jewelry box looks with the pastel colored collections that I have there, and I like the way that things just match. Even though I know that these editions, where's my finger? Right here, are the Penguin Modern Classics, and that's probably my favorite edition or like collection, whatever you want to call it, and so I know that that will be expanding as I get more books, specifically classics, which this year I bought a lot of classics. And then I didn't do anything with my nonfiction shelves. Yeah, so those are my two nonfiction shelves. I didn't do anything with them because they look fine, and it's not like I can do a lot with them anyway because the shelf is bigger because, see, I made it bigger so that the taller books could fit. And then I still just have CDs at the bottom that I said I wasn't going to move, except I did put some CDs at the top right there so that I could put these two Stephen King books there because I didn't really know where to put them. They don't fit like they don't fit in with the other books that I have, so I just put them there at the bottom. And then I've completed this shelf for the most part. There's just like scanning down, I guess. Scanning, panning down. I moved these magazines a little bit to the side to make room for obviously some books there, which made room on this shelf for the books just to completely fill them and not like be stacked on top in the empty space, which I like so much. I hate that I have, like, I love it when shelves are full like this, or even if there's like empty space, but I hate it when you have books like that stacked, which those are separate for a reason. These two shelves used to be like a gradient from like things that I had since I was a kid to like middle grade stuff to YA, and I've just with this shelf mixed them all in, which I like because the colors are kind of mixed up a little bit more. That's mostly what I've been doing today, just organizing them specifically, putting the books in an order that I think like look appealing, that like, you know, the colors like look okay next to each other and things like that. This shelf, this took forever because there were just, I have certain books that look bad next to other ones. I don't know, but I'm gonna keep it like this. I think it's just because all these Sarah Waters books, they're just like black with white text on the spine. But I also wanted to keep all my Kate Morton books together, but they're so like colorful and they're like pastel-y and different colors, so I like didn't exactly know what to do. So I just wanted to keep authors together as much as I could. You can see that I have like a couple Kazuo Ishiguro books, a couple Ian McEwan novels, a couple Tatiana de Rosne books. I almost said Tatiana Maslany. That's the actress in Orphan Black. Yeah, so I think I like the way these look. Mostly, I just really liked the way, like, from the beginning of the Sarah Waters books to Glass Room, I really like those together like that, but then that left me with like, I don't know, it just, they're very monochromatic. You can tell like it's all black and white with a little bit of red splashed in there, but that means like it made these books like really stand out and look kind of weird, and then there are these like brownish green ones that like don't look good next to anything, so I just put them together. And then the Dreamers there and Penance, those are a couple of arcs that I have, so I've set them aside just because even though I haven't read them, if I do, I would still like to get finished copies. And then this shelf also took a little bit of time. These are mostly hardbacks, and if they're not hardbacks, then it's just like taller paperbacks. For the most part, these were already here. I just added a handful more and obviously reorganized them in terms of putting ones next to each other that I thought looked okay. And then that's what I was doing with this shelf. This was just like whatever I had remaining. And then the two books on top there that don't fit. But that's okay. A lot of these books were either already on this shelf or here there were a handful of paperbacks, and then whatever wouldn't fit there after putting other books that were like laying on top among those books. And again, it's just like whatever I kind of felt like and whatever I thought looked good. So I'm mostly just going to try to finish up that one classic shelf that looks a mess right now. I'm going to change my sheets and then figure out which posters I want to put up, because I would like to put up the posters before my dog decides to go on my bed, because there have been instances in the past when I changed posters and then a bunch of dog hair got between like the glass and the poster because I changed posters on my bed, which is why I'm changing my sheets. But I also need to change my sheets. And want to, because I have fuzzy ones and I've been so cold at night. So the fuzzy ones will make me warm. Okay? That was probably too much information. All right, I finally have everything in their places. There's always a possibility of me moving things around a bit, but this is what it looks like right now. I'll show you also like my K-pop shelf just for fun. And I did change my posters. I went for things that like kind of look wintry. I don't know if I might change this one. And sorry, you're gonna see the reflection of my lights. If I don't change that, I will probably move it down a little bit. And then here, wow, so much reflection. Love Shot. It's EXO. They're all EXO related. And then these are actually winter posters. For Life is one of EXO's winter albums. So these were going up for sure. And this space is kind of empty. I don't know if I'm going to do things with it. I'm not sure. I just have a candle there. That's a banner I got at the Super M concert. That's my Super M light stick. It's in the box. And then these are my K-pop albums. The bottom shelf is messy. And then I'll show you my Siri Shelf. And there's only that much room left, so, you know, as series continue, well, technically, okay, I have like this space here and a little bit of space there, but no room for continuing series. Great. So just going through like the little things that I have on my shelf. This is a music box that plays the Harry Potter theme song. I have some lemon sherbet lemons there. This is a jewelry box that it's on top of. I have Luna and Harry with his H sweater. Those Funko Pops. I put Hermione's wand necklace. I taped it to the top of the box there. I have these 3 Harry Potter pins, or badges, I think people call them in the UK. So those are just there. And then I have all my Twin Peaks Funko Pops. Well, okay, not all of them, but most of them are here because I put my Twin Peaks books here, which don't look good next to any book. So here they are. Sorry, I'm like casting a shadow. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. Then I have these other Twin Peaks Funko Pops of Laura and Dale in the Black Lodge. I put my Luna wand there. Not sure if I'm going to keep it there yet. I have my bookmarks here, and yeah, I just tried to use the space as much as I could. I tried like stacking series and things to obviously make use of the space. Here are my 4 classic shelves, and then it goes into nonfiction for 2 shelves. And then I have CDs at the bottom. So yeah, this has always been like my favorite complete shelving unit. I have always hated this shelf. Just whatever ends up being here just looks so bad, and I still don't really like it that much, but this is the best I could get it to look. There's actually books behind this one that tell me if anyone else can relate to this. Whenever I'm reorganizing my shelves and such, there's always like a handful of books that just look so bad next to any other book. And so that's what I was left with. And they're all just behind that one there. And this is, I actually think East of Eden looks better facing frontwards, but this has this terrible, like bright periwinkle spine. I have to cover the outsiders. I love the outsiders. But the spine is so bright that it just like doesn't match, it doesn't go with anything. So I have the cover facing forward to hide books behind it. And obviously I have a lot of like short mass market paperback kind of sized books, so I thought again to make use of the space, I would stack them. And then this is my favorite shelf, these two right here. Which was the same before I rearranged them, which is why they didn't change all too much, especially this lower one here. I have this one, let's see, I'm making a shadow again. I have a jewelry box here and another one here. I have a candle that smells like lemons. I love it. Oh my god, highly recommend. Highly recommend if you love lemon, which I do. And then I have my little nutcracker here. I love the nutcracker. Yeah, okay. And then the third shelf, I moved over. Did I tell you this yet? I moved the magazines over a bit to make room for some of the books that were on this shelf. As you can see, all of my shelves are actually full, so I don't know what I'm gonna do necessarily. I didn't think about when I get new books. This is what I have now when they're organized. And then it's messy at the bottom. There's CDs and headphones and wires. So I just kind of kept these mostly the same, like at least in terms of like the books that are on each shelf individually didn't change too much. I obviously moved those ones up a bit, reorganized these so that the colors kind of just were scattered. Same with this one. I have this, I should have lit this up. There we go. I have this pretty glass ceramic tree that lights up. And then on this shelf, I have just Brian here from the Breakfast Club in with the YA section, I guess, of my bookshelves, because that's where he fits. And then this is actually a corner of a salt block that you can like cook on. But when my dad ordered one, the corner was broken and I decided to keep it. And that's actually what I lean my phone against when I film videos, because this is the angle that you get. And then I have these two books here. These are the two arcs that I have. And then I just have a couple books stacked there. And then these are all books that I'm going to get rid of. Probably gonna offer them to my cousin if she wants any. And then that's it. I don't know what I'll do with them afterwards. Obviously, I'm gonna donate them somewhere, but I am getting rid of a pretty good stack. That's like a full shelf of books. Okay, and now we're in the other room, my movie room, and I think I showed you all of this. I added that. And I'll go through it really quickly one more time. I will eventually do like shelf tour videos. I'm just not sure exactly when or like how I'll do them. I don't remember if I explained this in the beginning, but like filming on my phone, it'd be nice to have it like stable, you know, instead of the frame constantly changing. Sorry. But instead of the frame changing a lot. Like I have an idea of the way I want to do it, but it's not ideal to be doing that on a phone. Anyway, I have my box sets at the top. Also, sorry, this room is like a little bit more echoey. Obviously, I have Twin Peaks in the middle because it's my favorite. And then this shelf, I have the Criterion Collection, and here's my Criterion channel charter subscriber metal thing. I don't know what this is. Card? Metal card, I guess. I have some snow globes because I love snow globes. And then this is one that I've had since I was a kid. These ones are I mean, fairly newer. I mean, that one says 2015 on it. Then my Criterion Collection continues on this shelf. Then this is just like another jewelry box. And this is where my Criterion Collection finishes. And then I have the Out One box set and some other like boxes full of stuff. And my Scream Factory, Shout Factory releases. More snow globes. That one I made. And then my Blu-rays. My high school mug, a Rubik's Cube, and jewelry and hair ties in a bowl. And then, yes, I did change the order of these Blu-rays to being in chronological order. And the way that I did that, just to make it easy on myself, like I don't know all of these years off the top of my head, so I just made a list on Letterboxd and added all the films that I have here on Blu-ray and viewed it in chronological order by release date. It took me just like a couple of minutes, so there we go. And then this is really messy. TV shows on DVD, VHSs, my Barbie movies will go to the other shelf. So I put my Indicator releases here, a couple other UK Blu-rays, Arrow Video releases, Plain Archive, Twilight Time. This came with the Handmaiden that I have. That one right here. My steelbooks, and these are just in alphabetical order. And then DVDs, starting with some box sets there, or sets, and the rest of my DVDs. So, goodness gracious, this was so much. Yeah, I have a lot of footage to go through now. I'm not sure how long this is going to take me to edit, and I have to make sure that I have sufficient space on my computer to edit this. So yes, I will at some point be doing tours of, like shelf tours of everything. My K-pop shelf, my bookshelves, my movies. Again, not sure when that's going to happen, but I would like to do it. I have specific ideas for it, and I hope this was enjoyable, or at least like allowed you to get a glimpse into the things that I have that I talk about. So I hope this wasn't too boring. Feel free to ask any questions about like different things that I have. If you're curious, whether it be like, okay, what's that specific edition of something, or if you see a movie or book that you're curious of my thoughts on, whatever. Clearly I don't know how to end this, so I'm just gonna say goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!